Good morning guys, and welcome to the Pots and Pans cooking channel. Today we are going to be cooking something. It'll be written somewhere around here. I don't actually know where. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe to my channel because I want me some fake internet points. Let's get cooking guys. Alright, good morning guys, and welcome back to my home kitchen. Today I'm going to be going over how to prepare a white chocolate and berry muffin. There's a few variables in this dish and there's a few things you can easily change around, but I'll try and explain those as I go through the process. So what you're going to need to start off with, you're going to want 2 cups of plain flour. They don't have to be sifted. You can sift them if you want. It's just going to add more air into the mixture. You're going to need 2 teaspoons of baking powder, half cup of caster sugar. You're going to want 80 grams of chocolate. The recipe I've posted will have white chocolate. Use whatever you've got. Use whatever you like. Use a mix. I don't mind. You'll need 2 eggs lightly beaten, 1 cup or 250 mils of milk, teaspoon of vanilla, 100 grams of butter melted, and a cup of frozen berries. So there's not a lot to this recipe. It's a pretty easy one. It is usually one I start off with most of my classes. So what you'll be doing to start off with is sifting or combining all of your dry ingredients in a bowl. So hopefully you guys can see that one. I'm using a wholemeal flour today. Once again, that's just what I have in my house. If you wanted to use a plain flour, that's more than acceptable. Really up to you. So straight into the bowl, you'll add your caster sugar. A few lumps in mine, but it'll be okay. Then you're adding the baking powder, so that's going to be our chemical raising agent for these muffins. We have added a little bit of air by sifting it, but once again, you don't necessarily have to, so you need to make sure you've got this in there as a raising agent. I suppose you could technically remove this and use self-raising flour, but I can't guarantee how well the recipe will work if you do that. Put that off to the side. So give these just a quick stir. We are going to be incorporating some more ingredients to it shortly, so we'll see how we go with that. As a quick note, you'll also want to preheat your oven, approximately 180 degrees, preferably fan forced, but if it's not fan forced you'll want to turn it up probably to 200. And over to the side, what you might want to have is a muffin tray of some description, something like this, 4, 6, 12, whatever you've got. You just need to lightly spray it. You don't need to go crazy. Lightly spray it, that's it. Even that's probably a little bit too much. So just keep that off to the side. You won't need to worry about that for the moment. So over here, once you've got these ingredients stirred, you also need to get your wet ingredients ready. So it's going to be 250 mils of milk. You're going to want a teaspoon of vanilla, which I didn't measure out beforehand, rookie mistake. You're going to want 100 grams of butter, which is melted, which is hopefully ready in my microwave. And you want 2 eggs, lightly beaten. So what I do with this recipe, I just put it all into the measuring jug, whisk it all up, and then throw it straight into the mixture. So just whisk the eggs and the vanilla and the milk together. So that will combine and turn a little bit of a yellowy colour from the egg yolks. And then we hope that I remembered to melt the butter before I started. Great success. Make sure you use a microwave safe bowl. I'd normally probably just use my measuring jug, but because I already had liquids in it, I've used a ceramic bowl. Once again, just double check that it's microwave safe so you don't have an accident. And just keep whisking that, pour it all in. It's going to go weird and lumpy. Don't stress about that too much. It's just the fat in the butter starting to cool down and harden again. It's all going into your muffin, so it won't be a problem for very long. Okay. Put this one off to the side. pretty complex of what happens next. You add the wet ingredients to the dry ingredients. I don't think I can simplify that any further. I can try. All of it straight in. Give that a mix. It's going to turn into a pretty thick batter or a muffin mixture pretty quickly once you get your spoon in there. Alright, that's pretty much it formed up into batter. You'll see there's a few lumps in mine, just hopefully just a little bit of sugar or flour, which you should be able to break down with the spoon. So, the next thing we needed to add in this one is going to be our last two ingredients. So it's going to be our chocolate and the berries. If you don't want berries or you want a specific type of berry, use those. If you don't want berries, don't use berries. You could incorporate other fruits if you wanted. Same with chocolates. If you want to add chocolate. If you don't want chocolate, don't have chocolate. Seems pretty self-explanatory, but I thought I'd better go through it just in case. So just out of the shot, I'm just pouring chocolate buttons into a measuring cup. Pretty exciting stuff. It's a shame you guys missed out, really. So I've got about half a cup there. I've got mostly dark, but I've got some milk. I'm just going to stir those in. I might just add a tiny little bit more milk because I was a little bit stingy on those. And I'll measure them properly. Quick look away. Perfectly measured. Alright, so once you've got all this combined, you want to try and minimize the stirring from this point. What we're going to add now is the berries. We're going to add 1 cup, approximately. The problem with using berries in a mixture like this, they start to leach colour quite quickly if you start stirring them through the mixture too much. So just over the top of the bowl, I'll pour out approximately a cup of berries. It's probably a little bit short, but it's fine. There we go. Now it's more than a cup. So if you overmix it at this stage here, all of the colours will leach out of these berries and you'll end up with grey muffins, which aren't appealing. So what you want to do is just give it 1 or 2 good stirs. 1, 2, and then I might even call it there. All I've done is just incorporated the berries lightly through the mixture. You can already see where some of the berries are starting to leach colour into the mixture. I don't want them to turn grey or anything, so I want to actually start traying them up now. So I'll just move my mixture off to the side. So organised, I even had spoons ready to go. I didn't have spoons ready to go. So as for actually putting them into the trays, I'm pretty sure you can figure the rest out yourself, but I'll just quickly show you. Probably a generous spoon in each, and you can top them up if you think you need a little bit more. You don't want to overfill them. Obviously if you overfill them, they're going to explode everywhere. And the other thing you want to be mindful of is if you get any muffin mixture onto the side of the tray, it will make a huge mess and be a nuisance to clean up. So you want to wipe it while it's still a raw dough or a raw batter. Now unfortunately the muffin tray that I have only holds 6, so this recipe yields about 12, so I'll be doing 2 separate batches. Now from memory, if you use a white flour, this mixture is usually a little bit more liquidy, a little bit more battery. The wholemeal flour tends to be a little bit more thirsty and requires a little bit more liquid, but I didn't account for that while I was setting up. Had a few other issues to work out today. So just a generous amount in each of the muffin tin, and then we'll put this one in the oven. These are going to cook for 25 minutes to, or 25 to half an hour at 180. If your oven's not fan forced, you'll probably want it on 200, like I said, and it might take a little bit longer. You'll also need to potentially move or spin the tray around at some point so that all of them are cooking evenly if your oven is not fan forced. Alright guys, I will hopefully have some imagery of the finished product up for you, but other than that, should pretty much be it. See you, bye, enjoy life.